And that's exactly how I handled this crypto space. I did not come from money at all. And the 2008 financial crisis basically traumatized me at an early age that I was going to be losing my house with my family. Now, of course, I know he's showing this for October. I would love nothing more than that, but I have to wait and we have to see what Bitcoin does in fact do in the future. I'll be holding this sucker for the next few years. So notice, where are we at? Where's the price today? Literally backtesting that same level. And please note, for the past several years on this channel, we've shown that Ripple has been in talks with the top 40 to 50 central banks globally. What's going on, guys? Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update, and Ripple, the company, yet again partners with another central bank. I know we're not surprised at this point. We are merely waiting on price after this recent crash for the past 2 days. So in this video, we're going to do some rapid fire news. I also want to go through a few assets, XLM and XRP specifically, and show you their price charts. So I hope you enjoy this one. We're going to be all over the place, and I also want to show you one of my favorite lower cap assets that has a very promising future. So since the 2020 crash, I know we don't want to talk about this, ADA has done over a 170x increase since that point, along with XLM, roughly a 29x. Now notice, both XLM and ADA, Cardano, were under 3 pennies at this time. I know this was very difficult. I know we were on crypto Twitter. I was making YouTube videos at this time, and I know the sentiment was just at an all-time low. And funny enough, when sentiment is at an all-time low, this is actually when we should become very, very bullish. Of course, hindsight is 2020, but just wanted to share that. We can see that we are still in extreme fear at 21. Last month, extreme greed at 79. So pretty interesting to see that and how quickly it can change in just a matter of days. Remember, it only takes one candle in either direction to completely change everybody's feelings about this market. So notice XLM's all-time high price was still around 93 cents. We have yet to surpass that. ADA has done exceptionally well since 2020. I absolutely am a huge fan of this. I sold some way too early, and that's just part of the game. But notice it did in fact break its all-time high price at roughly $1.33, just like dozens of assets in this market. I know we go over this every single day, but I just want to emphasize the Fibonacci retracement. This applies for XRP's price chart as well, from the high to the low. From the high to the low. ADA has in fact at least reached the 21618 Fibonacci extension, just like most assets such as HBAR, whereas XLM, XRP are still below. In this case, XLM actually rejected the 786, 702 area, and we are back around the 236. I just don't like buying assets that are at a full 4.236 extension, not my cup of tea. If it keeps going, oh well. If I miss a 10x opportunity, I find another one. I'm continuing to focus on assets here and really just doing my best to find that good buy zone or those good entries before they get that next push. Now this gentleman, do you think XLM will hit a 4.236 extension? And this is the full extension. And of course, XRPs would be $10 to $15, whereas XLM is about $3.86. And me personally, yes, I believe these targets are reached. I just don't know when. I don't have a crystal ball, and yes, I am right there waiting with you guys, but XLM has some of the deepest connections right there with XRP, with the World Economic Forum. If you guys caught my previous video discussing even 10% of the world's GDP becoming tokenized by 2027, that's $8 trillion right there. Total value locked continues to grow. All these on-chain metrics are not disappointing me by any means. We still have assets creating all-time high prices. If we have other assets breaking through these previous levels, those bottoms that we had in May, June, and July, then I get nervous. But provided we hold this level, provided Bitcoin holds that 30K region, I'm still confident. I know you guys have seen this 589 times, but for the XRP price chart from the high to the low on the weekly, we can see where we're battling on the fibs. And look, right there, where did we backtest? To the 236 at 85 cents exactly. We even battled the 382 right before doing so. This is something I've been watching. I know we talked about this already, but just wanted to emphasize that. And of course, 4.236 shows about $13. So with using the 236 as the swing high to gauge those next impulse levels. And I'm going to show you an example with DAG of Constellation. So now we're going to use the 236 as that high and the low, and you can gauge those next Fibonacci extensions, $50 to $60. Now I know many people are going to roll their eyes at that and say that can't happen because market cap, blah, blah, blah. But now let me show you some other examples of assets where this is actually played out to perfection. Step into my laboratory. So we have DAG Constellation, one of the only assets that has active contracts with the Department of Defense. And yes, I know we've been talking about this asset online since it was below 2 pennies in February of this year before it finally shot from 2 pennies all the way up to as high as 45 cents. But notice now with the Fibonacci, and we're going to show you what I applied with XRP, with the high to the low and drag it over. Okay, cool. So we saw that it topped out and kind of reached that full 4.236 extension. That's beautiful. But Kevin, how do you gauge those higher targets if this market cap is so small and it has so much upside in the future? I think this is so helpful, and you can apply this on other time frames. It doesn't have to be the moon scenario. You can do this on 4-hour charts as well, but watch. I'm going to move it up. 236 is the swing high to the low. And where are we? Look at that wick. It showed us exactly the path, and this is exactly what we were talking about. And even when we saw this wick, guys, I was sharing online. We already knew our targets of 30 to 40 cents since DAG was 2 pennies. And look where it went. Right up there later on. Pretty interesting, right? And so, of course, that would be XRP 50 to 60 bucks. So I know that seems crazy right now, but everything is crazy until it isn't. Just like Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done. And now remember that wick. So I just showed you with DAG, notice we had that wick, and it kind of foreshadowed where we'd go later on, right? And of course, I do other fundamental analysis. I don't just throw fibs on the chart and say this has to happen. And I know you guys know that, but for anybody that just got into crypto this year or is watching this channel, they may be confused. And now, XRP and Ethereum on the monthly. Now check this out, and the key is this second picture. We may in fact refer back to this in the coming months, so notice. And so now we have XRP on the monthly, Fibonacci retracement on the candle bodies, extremely conservative in my opinion, comparing Ethereum, both on the monthly chart using candle bodies. And notice the 4.236 now, instead of $10 to $15, is showing about $7. And that's right, I know a lot of people are targeting $7 for XRP. For me, that seems highly likely. Of course, we can talk about moon scenarios, guys, but I'm talking about what I can specifically see on the chart and actual impulse levels with data of assets that have done it and are doing it today. Notice with Ethereum, we actually wicked, where? To the 4.236 at 4,373. Now remember what I talked about with that DAG scenario? Yes, I'm aware this is on the monthly, but just check this out. We have this wick, DAG wicked, and this is on the daily, so of course there'd be tons and tons of drawing here, but does that mean we still have the chance for a blow off top moment? I'm open-minded, guys. I'm not going to say it can't happen, and I'm not going to say it will happen, but this is my bias. Sometimes we do in fact get those ghost wicks, and they foreshadow where we go later on. And yes, I'm well aware that there's sometimes ghost wicks to the bottom before they reach higher prices, but just wanted to show that. FYI, Kraken users can now buy crypto on its app using Apple and Google Pay, lowering the barriers to entry out. And I also saw some more news on Venmo with crypto assets, and I know we talked about that last month as well. We can see that QNT is now getting recognition from Binance, slowly but surely. Good to see one of the most well-deserving assets out there. Bank XRP even sharing that Ripple partners with the Central Bank of Bhutan. And I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm just going to say Bhutan, to launch a central bank digital currency trial shared by you today. And as you can see, this is reported by the Nikkei, so not just somebody. Right here, Ripple and Bhutan, central bank to test operation of digital currency just happened September 22nd. US Ripple, which handles international money transfer services for crypto assets, virtual currency, FYI, the Department of Justice and FinCEN in 2015 called XRP a virtual currency. They did not call it a security. Do you see how the verbiage keeps flipping between narratives? This is a game of politics. The SEC is suing Ripple, not just for money. There is political reasons at play. And for me, as a contrarian investor, at least I try to be a contrarian investor because I'm not perfect, I see the lawsuit for Ripple and the SEC as one of the most bullish indicators for XRP in the future. Now, if you think that's a bear signal, get out, you do what's best for you. And as you guys know, and as we shared, we attacked XRP at 20 cents at the beginning of this year as well. Well, technically December, but since the beginning of this year, XRP was at 22 cents in January. We're still up roughly 5x. They're going to be aiming to introducing blockchain, DLT specifically, into Bhutan's, I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce that, existing payment infrastructure to improve the convenience of personal and international remittances. Beautiful. And please note, for the past several years on this channel, we've shown that Ripple has been in talks with the top 40 to 50 central banks globally. So this is just another partnership in my book. Check out the Middle East, check out Brazil with PIX, their instant payment system, Singapore, even Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom specifically. Now, I also want to talk about Casper today. The ticker is CSPR, and I'm not talking about the stock. This is a token that just launched recently, and yes, its mainnet is fully live, has tons of validators, and I absolutely love the tech. So I just wanted to share this high level. Feel free to screenshot this. Notice some of the backers include Arrington XRP Capital. They do have some interesting partners that I'll be watching, of course. Big connections to IBM. They're not on any tier 1 exchanges. What do I like about this? Well, it's a layer 1 protocol, but I'm focused on this narrative as Solana was down for a long period of time, and now we have some big behemoths backing this guy. Remember, this is from the original Ethereum developers back in 2014. People don't talk about that. Now, King Solomon, XRP Owl, and Jamie XRP, they've had Casper on their radar for quite some time. I was not in any pre-sale. I just recently bought some, and I'm very interested in this asset. What I like about this is they're really aiming to be ETH 3.0, and I know people laugh about that, but there's massive opportunity for a project that helps Ethereum scale properly, and I'm not saying it has to take ETH's market cap, but can you even fathom 10% of ETH's market cap if it does a good job? We've seen what Solana did. You see what Luna has done, Terra Luna. I don't think it's that crazy to think that, especially when you know who's backing this project. So I'll be keeping an eye on this. I love the sharding ability, upgradable smart contracts, which is huge, both permissioned and permissionless. Definitely something I'm watching. Now, I know people do not like the tokenomics or the token economics of the actual supply for 10 billion Casper today. I believe there's about 2 billion. People didn't like Algo or HBAR, and I still loved it. And I know on Patreon we showed this, so let me just show this really quick for you guys for Casper and HBAR. Alright guys, so on the left-hand side we have Casper with the tether pair on Huobi. Now something weird on Huobi was the all-time high was $64. I'm not considering that wick. I'm considering the all-time high at $1.30, kind of like ADA. So I like the chart a lot, and of course you see candle bodies at $4 plus. And the asset is at 10 cents today. For me, when I see something like this, I'm pretty interested. I personally think that this was the all-time low and bottom for this asset since it's not on any tier 1 exchanges yet. And you can see what HBAR did when it wicked here. Remember, this was live on the exchange. I was first buying HBAR when it was live on the exchange. Of course, I was buying HBAR. I literally bought it probably around these prices too. And then, of course, we worked our way down to get our average closer to like 2 to 5 cents. I know some bears probably thought that HBAR would never reach this price again when it wicked and launched and crashed. And look at this crash, boom, and then popped. It looks pretty damn similar to Casper. Now, I'm not going to say it's like for like. I don't have an ETA on this guy, but I'm definitely interested in Casper for the long term. I'll be holding this sucker for the next few years. So notice, where are we at? Where's the price today? Literally back testing that same level. When you see candles and wicks, they really are like magnets. Now, I know some people say TA is garbage, and those are the fundamentalists. And I know some TA guys laugh at guys that study the fundamentals. I try to do a balance of both. I'm not perfect, but really, this is what helps me, is doing a combination of all of that. Looking at social engagement. So funny enough, HBAR sitting at 35 cents, right where this literally the wick showed at 35 cents. Now, I mean, Casper, that's $4.20. I mean, if you want to get really crazy, we could talk about those higher levels, 40, 65 bucks, but let's just kind of stay in the realm of reality here and just know that the all-time high price that is typically consensus is $1.30. And even for a $1.30 price point for Casper, give or take, where are we at today? Approximately 92%, 91% down from all-time high. So I am interested. This is a guy I followed and I like his charting. So he's going to show Casper, HBAR, and Ethereum and their fractals. So just keep an open mind and just check this out. As we click, we can see Ethereum's fractals in this type of structure dating back even to 2015 and moving all the way up. We can see HBAR structure, big wick, crashing. We capitulated and started climbing, consolidated and shot. And even per this fractal, and this is literally what I'm seeing, and that's why I kind of wanted to show you this whole setup. I'm pretty interested in this fractal for the long term. Now, of course, I know he's showing this for October. I would love nothing more than that, but I have to wait and we have to see what Bitcoin does in fact do in the future. And so massive shout out to this gentleman, Tony. I encourage you guys to check him out. And also, friendly reminder for anybody right now, most people, they try something for a week, they give up. They don't see results in a month, they give up. That's the truth about society. And then they look back at successful people and they wonder, wow, why did they get successful? And then they create excuses saying he or she was successful because this or that. And when they're pointing fingers, they're not taking accountability and taking action. No wonder they don't succeed. That's the difference between success, guys. The successful, they keep leveling up. They get punched in the face, they mess up, and they keep getting up. You can pivot, but quitting was never an option to begin with. And that's exactly how I handled this crypto space. I did not come from money at all. And the 2008 financial crisis basically traumatized me at an early age that I was going to be losing my house with my family. And that type of fear absolutely motivated me. So I'm sure you guys can relate to that. And guess what? Right now in today's ecosystem, it's just as scary as 2008, if not scarier. We have a pandemic. And also, I just share my thoughts sometimes and rant, and this applies to me too, so this is not saying this out of arrogance, it's just me kind of ranting. It's ironic how most only want to buy crypto when it pumps, and sometimes I'm there too. I only want to buy it when it's moving green, but I've learned those emotions early on and I don't do that. Those that make the most money in this market though, typically have a completely different frame of thinking. They are those that want to buy when it dumps and or is consolidating. They stick through the difficult weeks, if not months, and are profitable, unlike others that just simply chase those gains and wonder why they are not where they want to be. Now check this out, there's times of fear right now, so Binance, one of the world's largest exchanges, is actually announcing plans to end options and future trading. They seem to be getting slammed on the regulatory standpoint across the globe in a variety of countries, so people are afraid to use Binance. I don't know what kind of narratives are going to continue on. There's always massive fear before there's massive pumps, but there's also tons and tons of hype before massive crashes. So Binance's decision, and of course black swan events are always possible. We typically get slapped in the face if that ever happens, but just wanted to share. Binance's decision to withdraw futures, options, and leveraged token offerings in Australia comes amid a series of regulatory challenges the exchange faces worldwide. So very interesting. And now you have Coinbase and the SEC feuding. Whereas Coinbase probably thought it was funny that Ripple was feuding with the SEC, well now eyes are back on Coinbase. Also guys, Wrath Economy sharing this really quick. I'm not going to dive into it, but industry colors. So here's an article from a Ripple partner, TransferGo, and I know we've discussed them many times. In approximately a 100% uptick in remittances from Romania to the United Kingdom, Denmark, France, and the Netherlands as students return to school. Interesting. So remittance payments are growing, just like we've kind of talked about. And as you can see, the year-over-year CAGR growing each and every day. That's my argument for payments. You saw the trends for e-commerce year-over-year. You see the trends for shopping online in general. And now NFTs and everything becoming digitalized. Of course, payments are going to grow. And blockchain's going to do much more than just silly value. But right now, XRP's best positioned to handle that value transfer. In the future, when the big boys are really set up, then blockchain and DLT combined with DAG type of technology like HBAR and DAG are going to tackle smart cities, big data, Internet of Things. We have billions of devices globally. What do you think happens? Next up, we have a big announcement from Unstoppable Domains, part of the Open Payments Coalition with the company Ripple, along with Trust Wallet, which is 100% free and I do use today. Links will be in the top of this video description to get your own Unstoppable domain. As you guys know, kevincage.crypto right there is my personal wallet and decentralized website. So now Trust Wallet is the first to integrate all 10 Unstoppable domain endings. Beautiful. So we have .wallet instead of just .crypto like I have here. We have .x, .nft, .crypto, and more. And yes, Trust Wallet is huge. So 10 million plus wallet holders can now transfer crypto using these domain endings of their choice. I'm going to try to play this video without any copyright issues. If not, I'm going to have to remove it, but let's check this out.
As a wallet holder, you have different wallet addresses for each currency you hold. Some of you might just have one, a few, or even up to 100. Each with their own set of 20 to 40 numeric characters that you have to copy-paste every time you transfer money. What if you could combine them all into one easy-to-remember username with Unstoppable's NFT domains? A single username that everyone, including yourself, can easily enter to send crypto to and from, freeing you of the worry of misentering your address ever again. An Unstoppable username with support for over 275 cryptocurrencies and tokens, and interoperability across all major wallets and exchanges. An Unstoppable username that frees you from the hassle of the copy-paste monster and the dangers of malicious software that can replace your copied address with a hacker's wallet address. An Unstoppable username that makes you, well, unstoppable. Whether you are discovering crypto, a blockchain enthusiast, or just someone who values their time, join a fast-growing community. Don't let the copy-paste monster ruin your day. Get in first and secure your Unstoppable domain name today. And make your wallet experience even better.
Awesome guys, so FYI, all my pinned services along within the YouTube video description can be found right here. As you scroll down, you can see all these services and exchanges I use along with tax platforms with discounts. And right here we have Unstoppable domains. I even have a tutorial video available, and even right here, sex.crypto domain is sold for roughly $90,000. And yes, the owner that bought sex.crypto, probably very cheap, sold it for a massive profit, just like flipping websites back in the day. So crazy. And yes, that was $90,000 in Ethereum. And I guess overall, I'd be curious what your guys' sentiment is with the price charts of XLM and XRP. Do you think that we're going to triple bottom and break this level? Or do you think that we hold this level for support in general and you guys are still bullish on this market? Would love to hear your thoughts. Me personally, I'm expecting us to hold these levels. I hope I don't get slapped in the face for that. And still expect us to take out these highs in due time. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Links are in the video description. And until next time.